Listen, we are back. We are back. Make sure you like this video as you are coming in. Make sure you like it. Thank you. What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New. And honey, I am back in the building. Listen, this time, honey, I'm back to talk about the real reason Martell lied to Melody. I told y'all that he had told Melody that he was gonna be out the country. That's why he couldn't get them kids. It's like, nigga, you ain't got to lie to kick it, homeboy Holt. You ain't got to lie. Melody probably would have understood you needed to get a check. Okay, if you would have just told the truth, and the truth needs no proof. How you doing? So that's all you had to do. You just tell Melody the truth, and I'm working, something came up. Hell, I'm pretty sure you had noticed that you were going to be at Stormy's event. You could have just said, hey, it's a business opportunity. I need to, get this check. We on hiatus for the 20th time, honey. Okay. Because I don't know how long Love and Marriage Huntsville go last, but shit, now would be a good time. Don't be like Evelyn down to the basketball bullies saying yo shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and you wish you would have pivoted sooner. Okay? So that's just how I see that. But let's see what the people think about this. One person says Mel has a good heart, and that's why God continues to bless her, and that Martell has did a lot to Mel. She still doesn't wish bad on him, and she wants to see him win because she looks at the big picture. Yeah. Another person says, I knew Hotel didn't want them children when they were going through the divorce. The fact that, the kids had to get new beds, he wouldn't allow Melody to get the kids beds and, all their things from the home. That's crazy. That's crazy. Trying to block her from, doing what she needed to do. Y'all remember that live she did a long time ago? Evil. Evil. But that's, how narcissistic folk are. They like to isolate you. Okay? They like to gaslight you. They want to control you and everybody's image of you. Another person says the goal was to target his ex-wife. It was all about getting under her skin. The hate is real. I think so. When it comes to him and Stormy, because you could have got anybody. Another person, Melody don't give a damn. They probably didn't want to go over there anyways, at least. They eat good when they are with Melody. Trust. And Melody's kids are smart. They don't want to be around Martell or Coleslaw or her damn baby with his bad ass. Trust and believe them kids ain't pressed about going over there. I believe it. Kids are smart. Even I think back to myself as a child. I would get so agitated with my mom when she would mention, oh, you're going to have to go to such and such house. And, as a kid, you're like, you feel, just so not in control of your life. You feel exhausted. You feel like, I don't want to go over there. I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to go through certain stuff, being around certain people. I know I used to feel like that. Or if she mentioned I was going to somebody's house that I actually liked and respected, and I always felt good when I was with them. And I felt like that person was pouring into me, not tearing me down. Okay. So as a child, I'm sure their nervous system, honey, was good when they, when they realized they would be staying with their mother, honey. Okay? Because don't nobody want to be around homeboy, homo Holt, or cold to the slaw, honey. Nobody. Another person says, they mentioned about Stormy's show. Now, some of y'all feel like, Stormy is probably shooting for Bell Collective Birmingham, and Carlos is trying to do some cross-pollination between Love and Marriage Huntsville and this new show, Bell Collective Birmingham, and that's why she had Hotel Homeboy Holt. I done gave that man so many names, child. A mess. But the person says, I don't think Stormy can carry a show. She doesn't have a good personality. I've purchased some of Mel's products and they are really good. Martell has money to go out of the country. Does he help Mel with the kids and the expenses? For some reason, I feel like Melody may be doing most, or if not all, of the bulk of the work when it comes to the children. Because remember, he had stopped getting the girls' hair done. And Melody's, mentioned she's the one that did that. So, yeah, it's a mess, child. Another person, Stormy couldn't get anyone but Martell. I think he and Stormy got something going on. I'm just saying. What y'all think of that? Is he really Courtney's friend? Some of y'all are saying he don't even know Courtney like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Why wouldn't you invite Ken? Ken is the body oil guru, honey. Ken, he be working out, child. Okay? So, yeah. Wasn't Ken at her event that she had on the show? I think him and Trisha. And Martell was supposed to be there, but, Martell, he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. He claimed he was uncomfortable. So let's listen to another person's comment. You people do not pay attention. Martell was there as a representative of Love and Marriage Huntsville. They're talking about Stormy's event. She was filming for her show, so it does make sense that he was there. Love and Marriage Huntsville works with both Bell Collectives. Next, y'all would know after the live, Martell was at the boys' trip with Ralph. Maybe check out Ralph's page to confirm. Stormy ain't worried about Mel, and Mel ain't worried about Stormy, but keep following the lies. The lies. What y'all think of that? Is that the truth, honey? Him and Ralph hanging together, that sound about right. They both narcissistic. I mean, I'm just saying. Listen, okay? Another person says Stormy used Martell as a dig towards Mel. On another note, giving Stormy the benefit of the doubt, maybe she just merely was helping Martell get back on his feet. Stormy and Courtney was always cool with Martell. I guess, child. I guess if that's what y'all, if that's what y'all want to believe, listen. Now let's shake a bone and get the hell on. I want to mention something about Toya and Eugene and them being down to the Carlos King. I didn't like the one part where Toya mentioned why she was so angry with Eugene at that party. Y'all know that party that she got dragged at. And Toya had mentioned, I don't want my husband drinking on camera. Girl, the man just had a day off. Like, when you go let the man just relax, you got to control him. That's a grown-ass man. Okay? Eugene is a grown-ass man. Grown. And he's a Sagittarius. He ain't letting you control him. Okay? So, I, went off on him and, he should have just got with the program. And, girl, Toya, if you don't sit your ass down, the man said he was exhausted. And, he was finally having a good time with friends. And, you have to let your man, just relax in his kingdom with his friends. Just let that man be. And for you to get angry at him for trying to relax. You got angry at him for trying to relax, let his hair down that day with his friends, right? That he don't get to see. And then we also see you fussing at him when he works a lot. It's like, bitch, what the fuck do you want? I was like, Toya. I don't see how she has a fan base. I do like Toya. Like I told y'all, I think she's a very beautiful woman. Down to earth. I had kind of liked her, in the beginning. But over the years, I just feel like she just doesn't keep it real, and she's always trying to sink heavily in Quad and make them the scapegoats of the show. She's very jealous toward Quad. That's why it got so dark season 10 with the Letitia. What's the girl name? Sweet Tea. And she trying to, be buddy to Sweet Tea. Then she sinked her season 11, right? Because her and Simone ended up getting dragged for how they treated Quad, right, on that previous season. So she dropped Tisha, but she used Sweet Tea, whatever her damn name is, child. I keep trying to say her government name, honey, but I done forgot. But yeah, she used that girl just, to get back at Quad and to come up against Quad. This is what she's doing with King. Ain't no, he's just so good. He's just so great. No, you like that you can now benefit from what Quad was benefiting from when she was with him, which is his rental car business. And you want to put your kids in the cars and you want to be in the cars. So Toya is a user. She is. User, very insecure, very superficial. Okay? And don't want Eugene to have too much fun. We got it, Toya. Well, we trying to make a show. Girl, shut up. She shouldn't have had first chair either. Let me talk about that real quick, and then I have another topic I need to get to. So we are at the reunion for Married to Medicine. We have Toya got first chair and Quad. A lot of people feel like Toya deserves it because she's been carrying the whole season on her back. Really? I think Toya is mediocre and she's just like loud and aggressive and, that's all I feel like she does. But I do believe what Heavenly said when Heavenly said, yeah, her and Simone, they're so angry with me. They are scared I'm going to win this race and then they won't have a job anymore. And that is what I believe. That makes a lot of sense. It does. Because we know Toya tried to take money off of, from Quad, right? She tried to keep Quad from eating several times, okay? Not wanting her to go on couples trips, trying to get her kicked off the show. She has lied and said, oh, I can't do that. Bitch, you can do that by getting with the other bitches on this show and pretending that you all have this long, drawn-out problem with Quad when really you all live different lifestyles and you all are jealous of her lifestyle. That she's, she can make stuff happen for herself without a man. And you all have men and are still struggling. Okay, and with you, Toya, you keep moving. And we know that because they both mentioned allegedly that Quad slept with the carpenter to, get certain work done to her house. So, yeah. It's some foolishness. Okay, let's get back to this seating chart. So it's Toya, Simone. I think Simone should have had first chair. Yeah, I think it should have been Simone. And I don't think Quad should have first chair. Maybe they are giving her that for her IVF journey. But I think maybe Heavenly should have it because she's running for Congress and like Heavenly has been in all the episodes, So I think there needs to be a switcheroo. So it should be Simone versus Heavenly. Toya, versus Quad. Now, even though they are friendly, I think Quad is the next person to have a strong storyline. Jackie can be third. She should be switching places with Heavenly. Well, no, because we want Heavenly to be first chair. But Jackie should be third on the couch, or fourth. So, hell, I know that they would never put Jackie at the end of the couch like they did first season. So we'll have Jackie come in third. And then we'll have Mimi can stay where she at, and Angel, fine. And I love how Mimi has been speaking out against Toya, because Toya and Simone, they both try to bully the group. They try to Beyonce the group. Yes, Beyonce as a verb, honey, not a noun. They really try to work the girls. Okay, they really do. So it should be Simone, Toya, and then I'm fine with the other side, Contessa, then Brandy. So yeah, I'm kind of fine with that. But yeah, what do y'all think of the reunion seating chart? Let me know. Okay, so next I want to have a conversation about, there are some YouTubers I notice that have a problem with gay men, like the DL Whisperer, who was recently down to the Tasha K exposing some people. They don't like the DL Whisperer. They don't like Flame Monroe. I like both of them, and I'm gonna tell you why, more than T.S. Madison, especially when it comes to this gay man and transgender, conversation, right? I like them because I actually see boundaries in their character. T.S. Madison does not have any boundaries in her identity. I saw a lot of that. Number one, I'm going to tell you, where she first concerned me was when she was down to the Nene Leakes, telling Nene, well, yeah, the man is straight if he likes me and you. I'm sorry, ma'am, you have a penis. Nene doesn't. So yeah, you look good as a woman. I give T.S. that. I give Maddie that. But you're not a woman. You're not a real woman. And I find her to be very delusional, unlike Flame and unlike the DL Whisperer. They seem to know, their place, and they know where they fit in. Maddie will pretend that she doesn't. I found that to be very problematic. The people that agree with her, I find that to be problematic. Listen, as a straight woman, I want a man that wants me. I do. I want a man that wants to be with a woman, not a man that looks like a woman. Now, like I told y'all before, some of them, they do go that way. There are the ones that's in the closet, honey. I'm not talking about them, though. Okay? T.S. Madison tried to make it seem like, well, most men are gay. Most of them, they are gay. And, women just need to deal with it. And y'all just need to get on PrEP because, even your man. And see, they all have this attitude. A lot of them, they have this attitude where they really do feel like they could take your man. They could sleep with your man. Okay, it's almost like this competition with women. How you go compete with women when a woman is what she is and you are still trying to be? And I don't even think that she has switched over her organs. Okay, so how you running around with your wig and your makeup on, but you still got a dick and balls in your drawers. You are not a woman. Okay, you are impersonating a woman. Shout out to Flame Monroe from when she was down to the Breakfast Club talking about this. And I just love how she speaks with so much common sense on this. So simple. A lot of people in the comments, they love what Flame had to say because they felt like her message was clean and clear. Look, and under control. Was that an acne commercial, child? But yeah, they just really love what she had to say. There was no delusion. There was no confusion. Okay? There wasn't any of that. There was space in the conversation. There was boundaries. There was an understanding. There was a humility towards women instead of having a takeover spirit, which I feel that T.S. Madison has. I saw it when Kelly from Real Housewives of Atlanta, what's her name? Kelly Farrell, or y'all know who I'm talking about. That be hanging with Shamia with the Nana's chicken and waffles. She took over her whole interview talking about how she be sleeping with, how she used to, I should say, how she used to sleep with married men and, yeah, they out here acting like they straight, but yeah, they be sleeping, with me and, we out here, we was getting it in and they would go home to their wife. Like, how do you feel good about yourself after doing that with another woman's husband, a woman that you are trying to be? You are trying to impersonate a woman. Okay? So I found it very sick. I found it like boundaries. That's all I kept saying. Like, let Kelly talk. Can we hear about her heterosexual experience? See, they don't want you to just be straight anymore. They want to come and bully you out of your thought process. And they want to take everything over, which is what she did in that interview. And I'm pretty sure if Kelly would have sat down with the DL Whisperer and told her story, you could have got Kelly's story. Okay? I'm pretty sure if she would have sat with Flame, it would have been the same thing. It wouldn't have been all this, I need to take over, I need to make it about me. But I was very turned off from T.S. Madison after that interview with Kelly, because I felt like she kept trying to put out there like, yeah, girl, you had that husband and all, but I used to sleep with niggas like that, a whole bunch of them. They was married to women like you, and girl, they like you and they like me too. It was too much of that. And she did the same thing, like I said, down to the Nene leaks, trying to be all inclusive with Nene. Right? Not having any boundaries, not respecting where Nene is coming from. Now, let me tell you where it gets abusive. You had people dragging Nene. Oh, she's transphobic. Oh. We hear it from certain YouTubers. They're homophobic if they can't accept gays and trans. No, it's not you don't accept them. You don't accept the fact that they don't have any fucking boundaries. Because here they are, they love trying to impersonate being a woman and being feminine, but the first insult they want to call you is a fish. Okay? They want to say fish. Didn't Maddie call somebody a fish? Was it Michelle Brown? I believe. Put in the comments. You can't be talking like that. I'm sorry. You can't be talking like that when you are the one out here trying to, imitate a woman. A woman is not imitating being a woman. She's just being. Okay? And I don't want to hear this shit about people going back into time about how we all started out as females. So the males started out as females. Before the testosterone kicks in. Well, honey, we all know it ain't about how you start, it's about how you finish. So what's the end product? The end product is that man is a man, period. Okay? And I told you all I have another issue with this conversation where there are YouTubers out here saying that, well, women shouldn't call men bitches. Why not? If it look like a bitch, if it act like a bitch, it's a bitch. Okay? What is the fucking problem? You get on your platform, all of you get on your platform and say what you have to say. So why are you so fucking offended? Why do we have to change our verbiage to accommodate you? Who the fuck are you? And too many YouTubers have a godlike complex where my way goes. It just goes because I'm saying it. And you see their little worshipping ass followers saying, oh, yeah, I was lost before your channel. I didn't know who I was and you helped me. Y'all need to make sure that the same people that y'all claim is helping y'all isn't the same person or people that's helping to drown you. Okay? Because I'm sorry. I can like you as a content creator. I can respect our differences. But with this conversation, you're not going to sit up here with a male-centered merch line where everything is about a fucking man and then try to call me a pick-me because I desire to be in proximity to a man. Okay, I still want that dick from time to time. Girl, bye. Okay? So, yeah. Y'all gotta watch out for these people that make everything about their platform about a man. And it's several of them, okay? It's several of them, honey. They ain't good company, baby. These same content creators, they like to say that, why are women so offended by cis and fish? Why not? I don't want to be called a cisgendered woman. I am a woman. Don't put shit attached to me. That if that's your story, that's your story. You hyphenate that shit over there. Don't you bring your ass. See, I told you these motherfuckers, they don't have boundaries. They have the takeover spirit. They have the I'm trying to force something down your damn throat spirit. Okay? And I feel like we all can be different and have differences and opinions, and we can agree to disagree. But this whole, well, I'm gonna re-educate everybody and get them acclimated to what I believe about this conversation and make them believe, it's a waste of time. It is. Accept people for where they are at, and that's it. Where you are at is no better than where somebody else is at, where they are sitting. Okay, and that's why I keep telling y'all, a lot of people, they have this God complex. They feel like, man, I've helped so many people on YouTube. Yeah, you have in certain areas, but we don't agree, look, with all the shit that you say. Okay? We don't. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with us. It doesn't. It doesn't mean that you are right and we are wrong. We just have a difference of opinion. You don't see it like that because you feel like your opinion is better. And these same people have a subjective bias towards anybody that's gay or anybody that's transgender. And if you don't share that same subjective bias, you don't take up for all things that are gay, all people that are gay and transgender, then they will very quickly label you homophobic. Homophobic. Okay? She homophobic. She just don't know. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. Period. Point blank. And I don't think a person is homophobic. Like I said, it reminds me of Insecure. Y'all remember, I think it was the first season, and Molly was seeing that guy, and, she was getting to know him, and he came out and told her, yeah, I had my thing, sucked at one point in my life, and she was like, well, is you gay? And he was like, no, I just, somebody, did that, and, I ain't gay. And then, and it's kind of like once he told her that, she never saw him the same. Okay, she didn't want to be with him. She was turned off. Now, is Molly wrong for that? No. Because if you, as a man, let another man suck your peen, you are gay. It just is what it is. Or you're bi, or you like women too. But that man didn't want to admit to that, right? But you had Issa and the rest of the girls saying, girl, it ain't a big deal. And hey, it could be a double standard. It is what it is. There are a lot of double standards in life. It is what it is. Most women do not want to be with a man that has been with another man sexually. I don't think you're homophobic for that. I think you just want boundaries in your shit. Okay? I don't think you have anything against anybody gay. You just don't want to be with a gay man. You want to be with somebody that likes you. So, yeah, it's crazy to me. But yeah, we saw on Insecure, the girls was trying to say, well, girl, just give that man a chance, and that, and women are allowed to be bi and gay, and, like I said, it is a double standard, right? We know that it is, but baby, there are a lot of double standards in life, and it just is what it is. And you just have to respect where people are coming from. Some women can still, date that type of man, right? But Molly could not get over the visual of that man being with another woman. I don't feel like that's bad. But if T.S. Madison was involved, she would have been like, girl, they already all doing that, and you just need to accept it, and this just how it is. And she would have normalized all that shit. You know what I'm saying? See, that takeover spirit, like trying to force an agenda on you. Okay? Trying to get you to believe what she believes. And like I said, she's in good company. There are a lot of women that think like that. Like, yeah, this is just normal, and, No. Okay? A couple of YouTubers also mentioned that they don't like when women say that they are strictly dickly. What's wrong with that? Why does that bother you? Well, why they gotta announce that? You gotta say what you down for these days. You have to, because too many people in the LG... Honey, I don't know all the letters, child. But a lot of them feel like because they have a certain agenda or because they are down for certain stuff, all people are. Okay? And they love trying to take people's heterosexuality from them. They try to make it look like, well, everybody a little gay and everybody... No. You even saw it with Carlos's interview of Toya Bush Harris. And I was uncomfortable for Eugene several times. Yeah, because the girls and the gays, they want your man. And why you gotta mention the gays? Just, Eugene is straight. So just mention, there's probably some women out there that want him. Okay? That's all you gotta say. He just was very aggressive in trying to include, himself to the conversation. And no. You see that now, if Eugene was married to Toya and went the other way too, that would be different. Then but I didn't like that. I felt like he kept trying to force something. Was it just me, guys? Maybe it was just me, but it was, if a man is gay, no, look, scratch that. If a man is straight, you don't need to keep telling him that, there are gay men out here that desire him too. You don't have to keep I'm pretty sure they know that it's, men out here. And that's fine. People can't help, right, who they are attracted to. I get it. But you don't have to, keep trying to, squeeze it in every 5 minutes. He kept doing that. Okay? So, yeah. I want to hear what some people have to say about this, and then I'm going to get into Flame Monroe's comments about this, because I freaking love Flame Monroe. Baby got boundaries, honey. Okay? Baby got boundaries. Baby got standards. Baby understand the game. Baby don't try to rewrite history. Baby don't try to force an agenda on you. Okay, so I saw this comment on one content creator's page, and then, like I said, it was some other content creators making similar commentary. This isn't just to put this person, out there, because there were several others too that was on the other side of the tracks, honey. But the person says to this content creator, with all due respect, it is crystal clear that you will be nice and respectful to trans and disrespect Black women in a heartbeat. You do it a lot. The name calling, etc. We get it. I will tell you that trans are not innocent. The first thing that they say is, we will take your man. You're jealous. We're ugly. You're ugly. They do it. Gay men do it too. Yep. You are so angry with us all the time. Yeah. This particular one. Yep. You don't have to fuck with us. The same way you talk to us disrespectfully, we see you. Again, you have such a big problem with straight Black women. Don't fuck with us. Yeah. And this particular content creator, I noticed that they would, at the beginning of their content creation career, they would do lives with gays, and then also that would be the only person or people they would shout out. They're now shouting out a few women too, I guess, to balance it out, but it was just only gays. And I always thought that was very suspect. I did. I feel like you could like whoever you like, but give everybody their props. So this person goes on to say to the content creator, you do a thorough background comment check anytime someone says something you don't like. Soften the language. You are a grown woman calling Black women names and telling us to shut up, and you've done it multiple times. You think I'm the only one that peeps what you do? You would never talk to a trans the way you talk to us, period. Yeah, because it's almost as if this content creator has this favoritism. I notice it towards gay people and trans. I do. It's very obsessive. It's always but don't forget about them, and they're women just like you. Excuse me? Excuse me. One of us is really a woman, and one of us is trying to be. Okay? And I'm not going to disrespect anybody, and, I'm not going to disrespect somebody in the journey that they are on. You have the right to identify as, the way in which you want to identify. That's fine. So the person continues to say, you cuddle anything that they do, talking about trans and gays. And women are supposed to just co-sign all of their behavior and the things that they say. When they don't, here you go, name calling. Yeah, this content creator will say that you're homophobic. Will say that you're transphobic. Okay? So, yeah, it's a mess. Another person says to this content creator, it seems like this person, they're talking about the content creator, likes to place all the blame on women, not wanting to deal or be around trans women who are just as violent as men because they are actually still men. Look, that part. So, really quickly, T.S. Madison can beat the shit out of a woman. Why? Because she's still a man and has the strength of a man. Okay? And it's like this content creator forgets that. Okay? But you love calling people male-centered, male-identified. No, that's what it looks like you are. Okay? Because even though these men put on dresses and makeup and heels and lashes, they are still men. So the person continues to say, and for some reason, you don't see how aggressive trans women are towards real women. It's so confusing because you speak as if you hate men, but then here you are protecting men. Look, that part. I told y'all, it's like a fucking conundrum. It's a conundrum. Another woman says there are many reasons why women don't want to share bathrooms, changing rooms, prison cells, and hospital wards with trans women. The person goes on to say, in England, we have a lot of cases of trans women attacking women in these spaces. Government and private buildings / workspaces have had to reverse their plans on including trans women in women's spaces. Yeah, I bet they have, because they have the takeover spirit. Okay, and they want to talk shit to you, meanwhile trying to erase you and place and you know, replace you with them. Okay? And they will call you fish while they do it. But they will dress up like you. Okay? Make that make sense. Let's listen to Flame Monroe when it comes to all of this. Flame Monroe has a very healthy perspective on this. Not trying to force it down your throats. Not trying to bully and intimidate you out of your perspective. Let's listen to the boundaries in her communication when it comes to this.
The world is not going to see us. We keep asking for inclusion. And if you force feed anything on anyone, you make them hate it. The gay community, my community, we are forcing, take us, see us, accept us, let us be with you. You don't need to get down with my lifestyle. That don't mean I can't be your neighbor. I can live next door to this nigga. I ain't got to go to his house for barbecue. He probably don't season his food right anyway. I ain't got to go to his house for barbecue, but
And I will keep it right there, honey. I will just keep it right there. Do you hear how healthy she sounds compared to a T.S. Madison? Feeling and acting already as if, you know, she's this woman. Okay. And like I told y'all, T.S. Madison is a beautiful woman. She is. She looks good as a woman. I saw her as a man too, right? Still, attractive. But this sounds so much healthier. I can digest this, Okay, I'm going to read to you all some more that Flame said in that interview. I learned how to be a girl by watching girls, not from watching boys. I learned how to be a girl from watching my mother and my aunties and my grandmother. So, let's first give it up for women. Okay? So I like that, Flame wanted to pay homage to women, because so many transgenders, they don't do that. They, like I said, they have the takeover spirit. They won't even acknowledge a woman and how they copy everything to be a woman. Okay. We are female impersonators. I'm never gonna be a woman, even if I get a SRS. I'm still wouldn't be a woman. It's not gonna bleed. I still have to have electrolysis. So electrolysis before I even get it. I'm not gonna have any children, and you still. Okay, y'all, let me stop reading that because I noticed as I was reading it, it stopped making sense. But check out the interview of Flame Monroe down to the Breakfast Club. She has on yellow. She talked about the LGBTQ community and inclusivity. Flame expresses her view that the LGBTQ plus community is forcing inclusivity, which can lead to resentment, like I played for you all. She believes in coexistence without imposing lifestyles on others. She also discusses the pecking order within the LGBTQ community where gay white men still hold privilege because they are white, even if they are gay. I thought she made some excellent remarks when it comes to that. But do you see how when she speaks, she does not speak with a bias, with a forceful, controlling mentality? Not like some of these YouTubers. Not at all. They are just, like I said, they are flat out abusive. Flat out abusive. Calling women pick-me's. Misusing the word pick-me. And don't get me wrong, we know that there are women that are real, true pick-me's, right? We know the definition of a pick-me. But, I don't know, I just feel like calling women pick-me's just because they like certain people in the LGBTQ community, that's abusive to me, because they don't like who you have a subjective bias to, which would be like people like Maddie, T.S. Madison, trying to force stuff, trying to include herself. I told y'all what she did on those interviews. Kelly's interview was no longer about Kelly. It was about T.S. Madison's lifestyle with straight men. Okay? And to me, it was like she was bragging about, being able to sleep with the straight men. We don't want to hear that. Okay? Well, y'all just don't want to deal with the fact that, it's men out here. Listen, the minute as a man you sleep with another man, you're not straight, period. I don't care if she has a dress on. If she still got the same parts you got, like, you're gay or you're bi. You like women too. We go, look, I'm not going to hold you. Listen, you are what you are. Okay? But yeah, a lot of them get very angry when you don't take their side. And then they call themselves educating on you about this topic. But like I said, there's another conversation, and I told you all that men today are very feminine. They don't act like men, but they want you to be more feminine. And they are not masculine. They are not demonstrating masculinity in these marriages and relationships. They're doing petty stuff after the breakup. That a man could be a man and he has feelings. Nobody is saying that a man doesn't have the right to not have feelings. But why do you have to sabotage a woman after the breakup? Why are you attaching yourself to her email, her money, her residence? Why are you stalking her? Why are you assassinating her character to, and gossiping with her enemies? Real men, they don't do stuff like that. They don't move like that. But a man, he's still being a man. No, if a woman wants to call, like I said, a man a bitch, it's no problem. She can say that. Well, y'all are weaponizing that, and y'all are, trying to be funny and call these men gay. And it's just like, child, we're going to have to agree to disagree. Okay? Because there's plenty of men out here that love being abusive with women with their language, calling women masculine. Okay, and we got Iyanla helping these men, talking about we men in skirts. No, I wonder why we have to be. Because y'all ain't stepping up. Some of y'all. Y'all not doing what y'all supposed to do. Okay? You want to be treated a certain way when your behavior is not coinciding with what and who you say you are.